windshields have collapsed because the plastic in between the glass has melted to a degree, and then the stuff they've got on the dash melts all over the dash because it got so hot inside the car. It's insane, and of course it's evaporating the water at an unprecedented rate. Here in the Pacific Northwest, we use hydroelectric for our power, which up till now has been relatively cheap and reliable. But with reservoirs going dry, there's no water to power the generators, and so we're now having to drift back over to old oil-fired plants to keep the power running. And of course, those aren't particularly clean, which is exacerbating the heat problem by increasing global warming.
All right, so you talk about disaster prep, which looks like what in this scenario?
Well, the kind of disasters I'm talking about are things like running out of power. A lot of folks like Facebook moved their data centers to the Pacific Northwest because of the availability of cheap power. Well, the reservoirs going dry, the generating capability is not going to be there in the future, and so there has to be contingency plans now to acquire that power, maybe convert to solar, put in large solar electric plants to make up for the power that the utilities can no longer provide. Certainly being able to monitor and track employees at this time, because this breaking down at the side of the road can be a life-threatening event at the moment because of the extreme heat. And so using products like BlackBerry Desktop to provide bidirectional employee communication so employees can ask for and get help they need, whether it's to keep safe where they are, or to reroute them to some place that's safer, because a lot of people out here, at least where I am, don't even have air conditioning because it's never been this hot before. Yeah. And the end result is they're at extreme risk. We're finding, older people in particular that are in unair conditioned homes are turning up dead. And so the ability to actually ask for help, since the city and county and state's resources are overwhelmed at the moment.
We're speaking with Rob Enderle, principal and founder of the Enderle Group, and he's written a piece for ITBusinessEdge.com called Safeguarding Infrastructures with Disaster Preparedness. You referenced, too, that we should rethink the kind of location of these sites, but I suspect that's pricey, no? I mean, Facebook just did it, but that's a big undertaking.
It's a big cost, but not being able to operate is a bigger cost. I mean, the pandemic certainly showed us that not having any type of disaster preparedness for events like weather events or pandemics is problematic. You need to be able to shift people to where they're safe. And whether we're talking about a flood, an earthquake, a major storm, your companies only operate as long as you've got a roof on them and you've got people to operate them. And these weather events are becoming so extreme. Neither of those things is certain. So you do need to go through some preparedness to assure that your people know what to do in case of a disaster. You know how to contact them during a disaster. And then mentioning the plant location, the plant's located in an area where it can survive the disaster. Placing a big plant now and making it dependent on hydroelectric power, given the state of the reservoirs, would be very foolish at the moment. You need not just cheap power, you need reliable power, because it doesn't matter how cheap it is, if nobody can supply it to you. So it does require you to think through what the weather events are, make sure your sites are structured to handle the likely weather events. And so building structures, particularly large plant structures that can survive those weather events is critical to making sure that you can remain in operation. I mean, insurance will help you rebuild the site, but until that happens, you're out of business, at least with right now, that particular site. You can't manufacture anything at a site that has no roof.
All right, thanks, Rob. Rob Enderle, principal analyst and founder of the Enderle Group. It's 21 minutes after the hour on This Weekend. Coming up next, proof the summer travel season is bizarre. You take steps to stay healthy when at the pharmacy picking up vitamins or filling a prescription.
May I help you?
Take another healthy step right now and ask the pharmacist how Prevnar 13 can help protect you from pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease. If you're 65 or older, a trip to the pharmacy is a lot more pleasant than a trip to the hospital because of pneumococcal pneumonia. Help protect yourself with the Prevnar 13 pneumococcal 13 valid conjugate vaccine, diphtheria CRM197 protein. Prevnar 13 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 13 does not protect against all strains strains of the disease. Stop by the pharmacy today and ask about Prevnar 13. Learn more at Prevnar13.com. Don't get Prevnar 13 if you have had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with a weakened immune system may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-866-694-9300 or visit Prevnar13.com.
Tickets are on sale now for our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 17th and 18th in Las Vegas. Billie Eilish, Cheap Trick, Coldplay, Dua Lipa, Florida Georgia Line, J. Cole, Journey, Khalid, Lil Baby, Maroon 5, Nelly, Sam Hunt, Weezer, special guest performance by Phineas, and more on the T-Mobile Arena nighttime stage. Get tickets now through AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
Donating plasma is an important thing to do. But why? Well, because it helps make life-changing medicines that treat people with rare diseases. But why? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But why? You sound like Grandma. But why? You tell me, buddy. BioLife Plasma Services meets life-saving plasma, which is why new donors could earn up to $900 in the first month. So go ahead and take a break from all the questions and change some lives while you're at it. BioLife. There's purpose in your plasma. Visit BioLifePlasma.com to learn more.
License number 904E.
At Elmer's, we like to do heating and air differently.
Most companies offer a cheap AC tuner that doesn't really work, followed by a cheap furnace tuner that doesn't really work. So I thought, why not offer a service for your entire system that does work?
Wow, what do you call it?
Our complete AC and furnace Elmerization.
Yeah, for only $129.
Wow, okay. So folks, for just $129, I'll Elmerize your entire system.
No gimmicky 18-point check.
We'll just Elmerize top to bottom.
Till it's clean, quiet, and family safe.
Fully recalibrated back to factory fresh finish.
And max performance.
Your system will grow stronger, grow colder and warmer.
And use less energy doing.
Your comfort will go up
Your energy bill will go down.
all year long.
And if you don't think our Elmerization is the best heating and air service you've ever received, you get your money back.
I like it. Call Elmer for your complete furnace and AC Elmerization.
Online at callelmers.com.
Some 2.2 million travelers waded through U.S. airport security last Sunday, more than on any day since the pandemic started. Many of them were probably grumpy before they even got to the metal detector. An explanation from this weekend's Jennifer Kashenka.
Flyers have always faced summer delays. This year, new headaches are popping up all over the country. Joining us now with the rundown is Scott McCartney, middle seat columnist at the Wall Street Journal. Scott, what's causing so many delays?
Well, basically, the entire travel infrastructure really wasn't prepared for this surge. And, you know, they knew it was coming in some ways. Airlines were certainly selling tickets for flights, but it turns out they're selling tickets for flights that they've had trouble actually operating.